morning and welcome to an all-new Eye of the Tiger. I'm Kelly Kennedy.
And I'm Sienna Moffett. This year's Boys State and Girls State delegates are Luke Donahoe and Juliana Meadows-Yaw.
I'm really happy that I was chosen. All the people selected were incredible people, and I'm really happy that I was selected. My brother was selected 4 years ago, and I just wanted to beat him, so I guess is my way back in beating him.
It's honestly really cool. I was with a group with such talented and accomplished people that it was really cool to be recognized in that group and then be able to represent our school. It was nice to be chosen. I really didn't know who was going to be, so it was a good surprise.
And now we go over to Addison Mayhelm with sports.
Good morning and welcome to this Friday's edition of EOTSN. I'm Addison Mayhelm. On Wednesday, the girls' soccer team went to Oakdale for their quarterfinals matchup. It was an exciting game that went to PKs. Unfortunately, Oakdale would win 3-1 in PKs, ending Roseville's season. Girls' soccer was the final team standing, but there are still select wrestlers competing. This Saturday, Emma Meadows, Campbell Pritchard, Brennan Henderson, Torrin Lipska, Jace Lipska, and Nick Jimenez all are going to Stockton to compete in Masters. In other sports news, due to school start times, it has complicated things for many spring sports. One sport has utilized fourth period to help with this. For more, we go to Lincoln Detoli.
The varsity baseball team has a fourth period class that allows them to get out on the field and get extra practice time in. Varsity player Parker Hodgson sees extra benefit with the new school's times.
Having fourth period is great now that we get out of school at 3:20. Since it kind of gets dark earlier, especially towards the beginning of the season. We get to start practice now at 2 o'clock, so especially during game days, we can get out there earlier, have BP before the game. And honestly, just with practices and all that, we could start practice early and get out earlier, since it kind of sucks now that we get out at 3:20.
The extra time to get practice started and get going is very crucial, having a good practice.
We just have more time to get our practice going. Warm-ups usually tend to take like 20 to 30 minutes, so kind of warm-ups takes a 10 of our or most of our fourth period, so that's kind of a big bonus just to have to get practice going.
The fourth period doesn't only benefit more practice time, but it helps improve the team's bond on and off the field.
For me, I like to improve my baseball skills, but for the team, it keeps us bonded, and the greatest ability in sports is the power of friendship and working as a team.
The baseball team starts scrimmages as soon as tomorrow. And that's all on your home for Roseville High School sports, talk, plays, breakdowns, and more. Eye of the Tiger Sports Network, EOTSN. And now we go over to entertainment.
Thanks, Addie. Last night I was able to see Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and after I watched it, I walked out of the movie theater saying, wow, that was a movie. Personally, I enjoyed it, but I know some people are going to watch Quantumania and hate it. Like the previous two Ant-Man films, it definitely had comedic elements that left me and my friends laughing. The problem is that half the time we were laughing, something was actually funny. The other half the time we were in disbelief at how stupid the movie we were watching was. As one of my friends said it felt more like a mix of Star Wars, Spy Kids, and Shark Boy and Lava Girl, more than it felt like an MCU movie. With that being said, Paul Rudd is the GOAT, so the movie was still enjoyable. In my opinion, though, the villain, King the Conqueror, carried. For anyone unfamiliar with King the Conqueror, he is one of the most overpowered villains in all of the Marvel comics. He is so smart that he has mastered time travel to the point where he just conquers and destroys entire timelines and universes. His technology and weapons are far advanced for his time, and you see that in the movie. King is essentially the next Thanos-level villain of the MCU, and this movie did a great job setting him up for the next few years. King and Ant-Man definitely carried in this movie, but I did also like Ant-Man's daughter, Cassie Lang. But besides those three, it kind of felt like Wasp was left on the back burner, Hank Pym was whatever, and Janet Van Dyne was low-key, high-key, really, really annoying. All in all, though, I enjoyed this movie's comedy that had you laughing constantly, and its visuals, which made it feel like you were on psychedelics at times. I'd give it like a 7.8 out of 10. In other entertainment news, Season 3 of Outer Banks drops on Netflix on Thursday. Now, I'll be honest, my expectations for Season 3 aren't super high because Season 2 low-key disappointed me after an elite Season 1. With that being said, though, I will surely be watching the day it comes out because I have gone far too long without Sarah Cameron. And now we go back to news.
Thanks, Joseph.
This year, a local photographer has been taking photos for RHS Sports. We go to Jace Hendricks with more.
Chris Bass is a photographer and former coach that takes photos at Roseville High School and enjoys taking pictures for his community.
I started when the kids were super young, and but then I coached them a lot, so I didn't really take pictures of them because I was coaching, and then when I quit coaching, then I just started taking pictures of them, so I've always kind of had a camera.
After the annoyance of having to pay for his own children's photos, he came up with a solution.
Because I was out in the stands, and then somebody took some good pictures of Brennan from Max Preps, and then they started, like, I went online to buy it, and it was $35, and I'm like, I don't want to spend $35 to get a picture of my kid, so I'm like, I can do that myself. So then I started taking pictures, and then that way I can do it and give it to, like, people that don't want to spend money on pictures, plus it's fun.
I think my dad taking pictures at our game just really gets everyone looking forward to seeing the pictures at the end, because normally they would have to, like, pay for the pictures at Max Preps, and then they just get pictures for free, and everyone really enjoys it and just gets everyone having a good time. It's basically like a second job that he just doesn't get paid for. He's just always working on them.
Freshman Tyler Ritter was excited that someone was finally taking photos of his team.
Nobody was really taking pictures at our game, but then, like, towards the end of the year, like, he started, like, taking pictures, so, like, we got pictures of ourselves. They were really good photos, just really good action shots. Yeah, it'd be great if he takes photos for baseball. I hope he gets out there. That'd be great.
I just think you can capture emotion, and that's, like, my favorite part, because you don't see that in the stands, and you don't hear what they're saying. You don't hear the words that we probably shouldn't hear.
Thanks, Jace.
That's it for us today on Eye of the Tiger.
And remember, we're always on eyeofthetigernews.com. See you next time.